Hi Stampers, it's Madeline from stampingwithmadeline.stampinup.net, and I'm sorry for last week for not having any videos, but I was on a Caribbean cruise for 7 days, which was fantastic. So that was why I didn't have any videos. So now we're back on schedule, and I'll be having weekly videos this week starting again. So I had an amazing craft fair the Saturday, actually last week, when I had to go to the airport immediately after to get to my cruise. But I made these adorable earrings for that craft fair, and they went really well. Everyone loved them. So these are from the Christmas cookie cutter stamp set, and I'm going to teach you how to make these today. So we're going to be making the Santas today, but let me show you the other ones I did as well. So I did the Eskimos, and I also did the reindeer. Aren't these so cute? Very cute. So today we're going to be doing the Santas. So let's get right into it. First, what I have is I have Shrinky Dink. So I got this off Amazon. It was very inexpensive. I think it was $5 for 10 sheets. So we're going to be using one of these for the earrings. And you can probably get about 10 pairs out of one of these clear sheets. So it's just like clear acetate, it looks like. So this is that Shrinky Dink material. We're going to stamp using permanent StazOn ink, and that's the only ink that'll work with this, because if you use other ink that isn't permanent, it'll immediately smear. So you want to use the StazOn Jet Black, and you can get this right from Stamping Up on my website. So that's what we're going to be using. You want to use your piercing pad, because we are still regularly stamping like usual with our photopolymer stamp sets. So we're going to be using this Cookie Cutter Christmas. Again, this is one of my favorite sets, as you've all seen, because I've done so many different things with it. But I just think it is so universal. And another thing, the holiday catalog is finishing up. January 3rd is the last day you can get anything from the holiday catalog until next year, except for a few things that carried over into the next catalog, which you'll see. But just so you know, the Halloween cookie cutter or Cookie Cutter Halloween is going out of stock. It's actually retiring completely. So if you want that, and it is super adorable, and I think it has to go on my order list because I can't resist it, you should definitely order that before January 3rd. This one is continuing, but still, you want to get it before it leaves the catalog because it is just super cute. Okay, so we're going to be using the Santa from this. All right, so here's my Santa. We're going to put him on our clear block here. Now, this is going to be a little difficult to stamp. It is very slippery, and you can get an image that is very smeared. So you do want to be super still and super slow with this when you're stamping it. So I'm just going to fully stamp Santa here. Make sure it has a great inked image. Okay, so again, you want to go super slow with this. There we go. Look at, it's hard to see. I'm showing you the clear thing. There we go. There is Santa. All right, so now we're going to do one more, and this is the hardest part for me, is to get two images that look similar. So I may have to do a few. All right, so again, just very slow. And see, as you can see, I missed part of it. So again, it's no problem. It's really easy to either miss a part, because if you press too hard, sometimes it gets smudged. All right, let's try again. Okay, so I cut the Santas away from the full sheet of acetate, as you can see. So I cut them out. And now I'm going to use my punch. Instead of hand cutting this out, I'm going to use the cookie cutter punch that, again, I highly recommend getting. It is definitely worth the money. So this is going to be a little bit harder to cut with this, but you'll just have to press harder with it. All right, there's one. Cut out our next one. All right, so now that we have both Santas nicely cut out with our punch, now the fun part is that you get to color them. So with this, as we used permanent stays-on ink for the stamping, you also have to use permanent markers in order to get that color to stay when we shrink it. Okay, so I'm going to use a red Sharpie, and we're just going to color in Santa really quick here. Okay, so now when both Santas are all colored in, now we want to poke a hole in the top of Santa. Okay, so it's up to you what size hole you want to use for this. But I just poke, I think this is 1/4, but I'm not positive. It might be, actually this is 1/8 of a hole. So I just have a regular hole punch that I'm using. I also used a leather hole punch at one point, and that worked fine too. So it's basically whatever you have at home that'll work. So you want to poke this a little bit further down his hat, but not too far down. So I'll show you once I punch it where I have it. You also want it to be centered on his hat. So as you can see here, I have it a little bit down, but you definitely don't want it too close to the end, because when we heat it and it shrinks, you don't want it too close to the end there, and also it'll get weak and rip. So this is a perfect place for you to place it. Okay, so now that we have the hole punched in here, now it's time to shrink these shrinky dinks. Okay, so for making lots of shrinky dinks, I'm going to give you some suggestions. I use like a little small cake pan, like for banana bread, and that's what I used to heat up these shrinky dinks, because I melted a lot of mats and didn't realize it until after I was done. So what I do is I put the shrinky dink right into the cookie pan. And then you want to use a heat tool. So any heat tool you have, this is mine, and you want to use something sharp that you can put right in the hole up here that can hold it as you heat it. So I have like a little dental tool that will hold it down. So now you're going to heat it. Now, as you're heating it, don't worry. It's going to look wrong at first because it's going to roll on top of each other. But if you keep heating, it'll correct itself and totally unwrap. So watch and see the magic. Okay, and look at that. It is totally shrunk. So now what I do is that then I take a flat block and I push it down, because you want it to be flat. And it's okay if it's not. So like mine's a little misshaped. So all you do is you go back and you heat it up again. So you're just placing that clear block on it so that it will keep it flat. And look at that, it flattened it out for me. So really just heating it back up will fix a lot of the mistakes that you do. And it'll take a little bit. Like as you can see, he's still a little misshapen, but not as much as it was. So on this side, he looks better. There we go. All right, let's do our second side. And like this is another part where I made hundreds of these little Santas, and they almost always found a match that looked similar to the other one. So like even though it's the same stamp, they look so different when you stamp it. And yay, they look similar. That's like the most exciting time, is when they look pretty similar. Okay, so now that they are totally shrunk, you want to put aside that pan, and it is hot, so don't put it in a place where it's going to melt. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on these little Santa guys just because they're so small. I want you to be able to see what we do here. Okay, so what I have is some jewelry pliers here that I'm using, and this makes your life so simple. Let me zoom out again, I'm sorry, just so you guys can see what this is. These seriously were a lifesaver for me. I got them right off Amazon. They were very inexpensive. And then I got an earring kit that has all the different kinds of colors of these earrings. And this is what you'll need in order to get your earrings together. So we're going to do silver on these. All right. I'm going to zoom back in so you can see what I'm doing here. So these have the hoop attached to them that we're going to open up. Okay. So as you can see this little hoop, we're going to open it up. And it has this ball in there that you want to hang on to. So now that is open, as you can see. So now you're going to slide Santa on there, and it's up to you what side you want visible on the front. Slide him on there, and then we're just going to close it. So this is a little difficult. Just want to kind of grip both sides and close it. Okay, so see now that is closed. Give it a second. There we go. All right, and there is your earring. All right, let's do it one more time. So we're going to open up this hoop. You want it open enough where Santa's going to fit on it. Close the hoop. And there we go. It's a super easy, quick gift that you can make. And it's really easy to make a nice little baggie that they go into. So I just used cardstock so that they look pretty on the other side. And that's how I displayed them. Just poked little holes in it from a smaller hole punch. I think it was like the 1/16 hole punch. That way they had a nice little backing to be on, and it's in this little baggie I got off of Amazon as well. They were for beads, and it just makes a really cute gift that anyone would be excited to get. Look how cute those are. So again, here are my Santas. I did make reindeer as well, and the Eskimos. I've only gotten the black stays-on to work. I've been trying to get the brown stays-on that I got at a craft store to make reindeer, or not reindeer, gingerbread men, but not yet. But if I do get it, I will post a video about it. So here are the earrings that we made, all bundled up with joy for a great Christmas present for anyone. All right, so that's it for today's Stampers. I will have another video posted in a few days for you to enjoy. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video if you like it, and also please leave me a comment. I love hearing from you guys, and I love the conversation that continues after these videos. So again, my website is stampinwithmadelyn.stampinup.net, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. And for now, keep stamping, Stampers. Bye.